your version of femininity still hinges heavily on how much attention you get, then it's not real. I used to think that being feminine meant being soft, being pretty, being easy to love, garnering a bunch of attention, and that mindset cost me so much more than I realized, especially in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I look back and I realized that I stayed quiet when something bothered me. I gave in to things far more than I should have. I overlooked things that I shouldn't have overlooked, and I told myself that that made me a good feminine woman. But in reality, I didn't feel strong in who I was. And the truth is, that kind of energy may get attention, but it also brings the wrong kind in your life. Things started to shift for me as I grew and I matured. And during that time, I got closer with God in a real way. And I came across a scripture that talked about how I was his masterpiece and that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I remember thinking, who am I to argue with that? Who am I to argue with God and what he says about me? If God says that he created me well, then why am I spending time picking myself apart, comparing, and trying to be liked by everybody else? And instead of competing with other people, I started really focusing on myself, bettering myself, healing what actually needed to be healed, and letting go of everything else. And that's when everything really started to change for me. Here is what a feminine mindset, a true feminine mindset, really looks like. Number one, showing less is more. I used to think that you had to show more to be noticed in how I dressed and how much I shared, all of that. But you don't. And a lot of the time, that attention isn't even what you want long term. There's something so powerful in a woman who doesn't feel the need to put everything and all her business out there. She keeps certain things to herself. She doesn't need to be the loudest one to garner the attention of everybody in the room, whether in how she dresses, how she speaks, how much she shares. You don't need to be doing that. Number two, stop looking for approval. You are not looking for approval from anyone but God. In my 20s, I cared a lot about what other people thought. I would adjust myself depending on who I was around. Now I'm not walking into a room trying to figure out if people like me. I'm just being myself. Compliments are nice, but compliments are complimentary. They don't mean as much as they used to. They don't carry as much weight as they used to. They're just a bonus, and they're not something that I rely on anymore. Number three, stop overgiving. I used to give a lot of myself, my time, my energy, my attention, even when it wasn't being returned. And I thought that that made me loving and cool, but it really left me drained. Now I still care, but I pay attention, and I'm not pouring into people that don't value it. Number four, say what you mean. Before, I would hold things in just to keep things running smoothly, not make anything awkward. I didn't want to come off as difficult. Now, if something doesn't sit right with me, I say it. I say it clearly and I say it calmly. And that earns so much more respect than staying quiet and shrinking back or laughing off things ever did. Number five, you don't need to react to everything. Not everything deserves a reaction. Now, I take a second, I think before I speak, and I don't let every little thing throw me off. And that changes how you feel from day to day. Number six, with these crazy beauty trends popping off left and right, you need to not worry about trying to look like everybody else. There is so much pressure to follow the same trends and to look a certain way, otherwise you're just not it. But I've found that what actually makes you stand out is when you stop copying others and embracing what's already yours. If you got beautiful light hair, dark hair, whatever, embrace that. If you've got a curvaceous body, embrace that. Your uniqueness is what really makes you radiant, and it's what really makes you stand out. Number seven, you take care of yourself out of self-respect. The way that you dress, the way that you speak, how you carry yourself, how you eat, how you drink, how much exercise you get in. It doesn't come from a place of, how can I be noticed? No, it comes from a place of, does this reflect how I see myself? Number eight, you stop performing. You're not trying to be the perfect woman anymore. You're not trying to be a crowd pleaser. You're not pizza. Not everyone's gonna like you. You're not putting on a personality just to be liked. You're just being real, and that feels a lot lighter. Number 9, you care a lot more about who you allow in your life. You start paying attention to what drains you, what brings you stress, and what throws you off, and you stop entertaining everything. You become more selective, and that changes everything. So if you're trying to get to this place, here are a few things that help me. Focus on the scripture. Focus on the things that God says about you. He's God, and you have zero room to argue with him. Pause before you react. Stop over-explaining yourself. Pay attention to who you're giving your energy to. Dress in a way that feels respectful to you. Keep your space clean. It affects your mood. Spend time with God so you're not constantly looking for approval from other people. It took me until I turned 35 to realize that femininity isn't about being the most attractive person in the room. It's about how you carry yourself, what you accept, and how you see yourself. And when I stopped comparing, stop competing with everyone else, and just focus on becoming better and healing what actually needed it, that's when I finally felt comfortable in my own skin. And I hope that you look into all of this and you get to embrace yourself fully and love yourself fully after this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If this has helped you, leave a like or a comment or maybe even subscribe. I don't know. Totally up to you. And I'll see you in the next one.